The Tavern Keeper by the Sea. The tavern keeper Siduri, who lives by the seashore. She lives there alone. The pot stand was made for her. The golden fermenting vat was made for her. She's covered with a veil as she watched Gilgamesh rowing about, wearing nothing but rags, having the flesh of the gods in his body, but sadness deep within him, looking like one who has been traveling a long distance. The tavern keeper was gazing off into the distance, puzzling to herself. She sat wondering to herself, "That fellow is surely a murderer. Where is he hiding?" As soon as the tavern keeper saw him, she bolted her door, bolted her gate, bolted the lock. But at her noise, Gilgamesh pricked up his ears, lifted his chin to look about, and then laid eyes on her. Gilgamesh spoke to the tavern keeper, saying, "Tavern keeper, what have you seen that made you bolt your doors, bolt your gate, bolt your lock? If you don't let me in, I will break your door and smash the lock. I roamed the wilderness. I am Gilgamesh, who came here from the gate of Mount Mashu. I am Gilgamesh. I killed the garden. I destroyed Humbaba, who lived in the cedar forest. I slew lions in the mountain passes. I grappled with a bull that came down from heaven and killed him." The tavern keeper spoke to Gilgamesh, saying, "If you are Gilgamesh, who killed the garden, who destroyed Humbaba, who lived in the cedar forest, who slew lions in the mountain passes, who grappled with a bull that came down from heaven and killed him, why are your cheeks emaciated, your expression desolate? Why is your heart so wretched, your features so haggard? Why is there such sadness deep within you? Why do you look like one who has been traveling a long distance, so that ice and heat have seared your face, and you roam the wilderness?" Gilgamesh spoke to her, to the tavern keeper. He said, "Tavern keeper, should not my cheeks be emaciated? Should my heart not be wretched, my features not haggard? Should there not be sadness deep within me? Should I not look like someone who has been traveling a long distance? And should ice and heat not have seared my face? Should I not roam the wilderness? My friend, the wild ass who chased the wild donkey, panther of the wilderness, Enkidu, the wild ass who chased the wild donkey, panther of the wilderness. We joined together and went up into the mountain. We grappled with and killed the bull of heaven. We destroyed Umbaba, who lived in the cedar forest. We slew lions in the mountain passes. My friend, whom I loved deeply, who went through every hardship with me. Enkidu, whom I loved deeply, who went through every hardship with me. The fate of mankind has overtaken him. 6 days and 7 nights I mourned over him, and would not allow him to be buried, until maggot fell out of his face. I was terrified by his appearance. I began to fear death, and so roamed the wilderness. The issue of my friend oppresses me, so I have been roaming long trails through the wilderness. The issue of Enkidu, my friend, oppresses me, and so I've been roaming long roads through the wilderness. How can I stay silent? How can I be still? My friend, whom I love, has turned to clay. Am I not like him? Will I lie down, never to get up again?" Gilgamesh spoke to the tavern keeper, saying, "So now, tavern keeper, what is the way to Utanapishtim? What are the markers? Give them to me. Give me the markers. If possible, I will cross the sea. If not, I will roam through the wilderness. The tavern keeper spoke to Gilgamesh, saying, There has never been, Gilgamesh, any passage whatever. There has never been anyone since days of yore who crossed the sea. The only one who crossed the sea is valiant Shamash, except for him who can cross. The crossing is difficult, its ways are treacherous, and in between are the waters of death that bars approaches. And even if, Gilgamesh, you should cross the sea, when you reach the waters of death, what would you do? Gilgamesh, over there is Urshanabi, the ferryman of Utanapishtim. The stone things are with him. He's in the woods picking mint. Go on, let him see your face. If possible, cross with him. If not, you should turn back.
Rowan tree, oh rowan tree, thou'lt I be dear to me. Entwined thou art with many ties of Haman and infancy. Thy leaves were I the first of spring, thy flowers the summer's pride. There was ne'er such a bonny tree in all the countryside. How fair wert thou in summer time, with all thy clusters white. How rich and gay thy autumn dress, with berries red and bright. On thy fair stem were many names, which now no more I see. But they're engraven on my heart, for God they ne'er can be. We sat beneath thy spreading shade, the berries round thee run. They pulled thy bonny berries red, and necklaces they strung. My mother, I see her still, she smiled the spots to see, with little Jeannie in her lap, and Jamie on her knee.
The ferryman. When Gilgamesh heard this, he raised the axe in his hand, drew the dagger from his belt, and slipped stealthily away after them. Like an arrow he fell among the stone things. From the middle of the woods their noise could be heard. Urshanabi, the sharp-eyed, saw him coming. When he heard the axe, he ran toward it. The stone things attacked Gilgamesh as he tried to take the boat by force. Long was the fight, and the sea itself turned against Gilgamesh. He succeeded by smashing old stone things, but he faced Urshanabi holding a dagger at his throat. For the first time in his life, Gilgamesh lost the fight. Urshanabi spoke to Gilgamesh, saying, Why are your cheeks emaciated, your expression desolate? Why is your heart so wretched, your features so haggard? Why is there such sadness deep within you? Why should you look like one has been traveling a long distance so that ice and heat have seared your face? Why should you roam the wilderness? Gilgamesh spoke to Urshanabi, saying, Urshanabi, should not my cheeks be emaciated, my expression desolate? Should my heart not be wretched, my features not haggard? Should there not be sadness deep within me? Should I not look like one who has been traveling a long distance? And should ice and heat have not seared my face? Should I not roam the wilderness? My friend who chased wild asses in the mountain, the panther of the wilderness. Enkidu, my friend, who chased wild asses in the mountains, panther of the wilderness. We joined together and went up into the mountains. We grappled and killed the bull of heaven. We destroyed Humbaba, who dwelt in the cedar forest. We slew lions in the mountain passes, my friend whom I loved deeply, who went through every hardship with me. Enkidu, my friend, whom I love deeply, who went through every hardship with me. The fate of mankind has overtaken him. 6 days and 7 nights I mourned over him, and would not allow him to be buried until a maggot fell out of his face. I was terrified by his appearance. I began to fear death, and so roam the wilderness. The issue of my friend oppresses me, so I've been roaming long trades through the wilderness. The issue of Enkidu, my friend, oppresses me, so I've been roaming long roads through the wilderness. How can I be silent? How can I be still? My friend whom I love has turned to clay. Enkidu, my friend whom I love, has turned to clay. I might not like him. Will I lie down, never to get up again? Gilgamesh spoke to Urshanabi, saying, Now, Urshanabi, what is the way to Utanapishtim? What are its markers? Give them to me. Give me the markers. If possible, I will cross the sea. If not, I will roam through the wilderness. The waters of death. Urshanabi spoke to Gilgamesh, saying, It's your hands, Gilgamesh, that prevent the crossing. You have smashed the stone things. You have pulled out the retaining ropes. The stone things have been smashed, the retaining ropes pulled out. Gilgamesh, take the axe in your hand, go down to the woods and cut down 300 punting poles, each 60 cubits in length. Strip them, attach caps, and bring them to the boat. When Gilgamesh heard this, he took up his axe in his hand, drew the dagger from his belt, and went down into the woods, and cut down 300 punting poles, each 60 cubits in length. He stripped them and attached caps, and brought them to the boat. Gilgamesh and Urshanabi boarded the boat. Gilgamesh launched the Magilu boat, and they sailed away. By the 3rd day they had traveled a stretch of a month and a half, and Urshanabi arrived at the waters of death. Urshanabi said to Gilgamesh, Hold back, Gilgamesh, take a punting pole, but your hand must not pass over the waters of death. Every punting pole can be used just once, before the waters of death destroyed them. Take a second, Gilgamesh, a third, and a 4th pole. Take a 5th, Gilgamesh, a 6th, and a 7th pole. Take an 8th, Gilgamesh, a 9th, and a 10th pole. Take an 11th, Gilgamesh, and a 12th pole. In twice 60 rods, Gilgamesh has used up the punting poles. Then he loosened his waistcloth. Gilgamesh stripped off his garment and held it up on the mast with his arms. With this, the king of Uruk invented the sail.